Hi, gang. Hello, hello. Hey, I'm starting a moment or two early because I want to ask those of you who are already here and most loyal, and I appreciate you. I have a question, serious question that I want to ask. I'm going to debut the Mingle Project speech, the version that we recorded in North Carolina, very soon, within the next couple of weeks. And in terms of playing around with dates and days of the week, I've been going back and forth with folks around me as to whether a Saturday night is the best night of the week or the absolute worst night of the week. And it seems like there's no in between on the opinions that I'm hearing. So, thumbs up or thumbs down, do you think that a Saturday night get together, via, I don't know what the exact platform would be, but in all likelihood, YouTube, is a Saturday night a good night to do something like that? Quick thumbs up or Derek, no. Robert, yes. Kate, yes. By the way, Derek, you were like totally no. Oh man, you're not helping me. Well, I mean, you're helping me. You're helping me. Depends on the actual day, says Sean. Tammy, no. I'm not a big Saturday night guy, in terms of having like commitments and dinner plans and so on. It's just not, by Saturday night, I'm exhausted. So for me, I can do it. Like I can do it. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. What have I M3, you're nice. If I build it, they will come. It would be special. This would be a really special event. Because as I said on radio yesterday, sorry, I'm just cleaning up with my glasses and my wipes and so forth. As I said on radio yesterday, it's finished. Like it's finished. Creative outfit, PJ and his team, Randy, whew, what a job they did. And I'm immensely proud of it. Really, really proud. And I realize that I talk about this presentation of mine, and I'm speaking to people who mostly couldn't come to see it. From, I don't know, 18 months ago when I debuted in Sellersville, Pennsylvania. Actually, the first time I delivered the Mingle speech was in Oakland, California, Walnut Creek. Yeah, it was the Lesher Family Foundation event. Gorgeous theater. Then came to Sellersville, and then have been all around the country in public and private settings, but always wanting to have a version that I could share with everybody. And now we have it. And I want to release it with some fanfare. So we're going to do that very soon. Just yesterday, there was one note, just like one more note of, can you guys tweak this? And they sent it to me last night, and I love it. So now the question is, what day? And we've been playing around with like a Wednesday night, a Thursday night, and the idea, well, I can't do a Friday night because I've got to get up so early and be focused for CNN. And then the idea was, what about a Saturday? Oh, no, you can't do a Saturday night because everybody goes out. And then I said, well, but wait a minute. If I alert people in advance of a particular Saturday night, maybe they won't feel the need to go out. And maybe it'll be a fun Saturday night activity. All right, I will go back and I will scroll through your comments. Yeah, the run time is like an hour and 10 minutes. So I thought what I would do is kind of set it up live, roll it, and then maybe come back for a Q&A or something thereafter. Okay, thank you. Kelly, do it on a Thursday night. Connie, set a day and go for it. David, I can make it work. It's our date night, but I could be persuaded. Tammy, your date night, I don't know, go somewhere special. Go to a lover's retreat in the Poconos and just have a laptop there, and you can watch the Mingle Project presentation. I think you're going to like it. Yeah. Okay. Thank you to my friends at Parks Casino, my casino of choice. They've got it all: action, excitement, and headline entertainment right in suburban Philadelphia. And when I say that, know that it's 90 minutes from New York, so close to anywhere in New Jersey. Exit 6 off the New Jersey Turnpike. The closest live table games are right at Parks Casino. Thousands of hot slots, state-of-the-art sports book, beautiful poker room, a collection of award-winning restaurants. Parks Casino, this is how you win. I had so much fun at that cigar night at Parks Casino a couple of months ago. We have to do that again. Remember, I worked up like 30 stories, and then I think I told 8 or 9 of them for that cigar night. Everybody had fun. People just seemed to really love that night. The hilarious Joe Gatto from Impractical Jokers. Wow. Okay, just added. Grammy-winning singer-songwriter Gary Clark Jr., comedian Ron White, country star Lee Brice, the Motown sounds of the Isley Brothers, comedy duo Chad Daniels and Kelsey Cook from Pretend Problems podcast, psychic medium Matt Fraser, comedian Gary Owen, Larry the Cable Guy. My God, at Parks, it's like whatever you want, they have it. And don't forget, dinner and drinks before the show at Liberty Bell Gastropub, the Beer Garden, Parks Grill Steakhouse, the Bamboo Noodle House, Chicky and Pete's, parkscasino.com to buy tickets for all the shows. Parks Casino, this is how you win. You got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. It's a Saturday as I speak. Make a Saturday night of it at Parks Casino. So yesterday on the radio program and today on CNN with me, James Fishback. He's the guy who wrote this 4-page memo that he posted on X relative to the Doge dividend. Actually, I say relative to. This was the origin of the idea. And I know some of you are not buying that they're saving any money, or you're saying at what expense. I get it. Work with me here. But the idea was, well, if there really is a savings, then let's give it back, or a portion of it back to the American people. So I asked yesterday, should any portion of a Doge dividend be returned to Americans as a tax refund check? We had 33,484 vote. 67.21% said no. So 2/3, I think those are really 2/3 who are voicing their disappointment or disapproval of Doge and its approach and its efforts. Me, and I'm going to talk about this on CNN today. I think it's illusory. And I said this yesterday, and maybe today James will have a better answer, having had 24 hours to think about it. Because if we cut programs, just think about it in the abstract, and maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm about to embarrass myself on CNN International by saying this. But if we're in the red and we're making cuts, and we're still in the red, and we're still spending more than we're taking in, there is no sum of money, right? There's not a pot here. We don't have a pizza that we can cut up into slices and like, here, I'm going to give each one of you a slice, because we're still underwater. You know, I declare bankruptcy because I'm spending more than I'm taking in, and I'm in debt. And someone comes in, and they look over my books and they say, okay, you got to cut this, and you got to cut this, and you got to cut this. All right. I'm still treading water. I don't have any money in the kitty. I'm borrowing. So there's no money to distribute. What am I missing? We're $36 trillion in debt. And by 2050, 50% of federal revenues are going to go solely to interest. Now, if we didn't have the debt, and if we weren't borrowing, and if we made cuts, right, and suddenly we had money that had been allocated, but we don't have to spend it, then, oh, I get it. Send each $5,000. Today, you know, it's funny. Today, I'm doing a poll question that I'm not discussing in a segment on television. I just thought it was a great poll question. And I ran it by Catherine, my producer, and she's like, yeah, I'm totally into this. I can make it work. We've got some good video. So what's today's poll question? Ahem, ahem, ahem. no person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice, and no person who has held the office of president or acted as president for more than 2 years of a term to which some other person was elected president shall be elected to the office of the president more than once. Said more simply, the Constitution does not permit Donald Trump to run for an additional term. So why does he keep talking about it? Is he talking about it because he just wants to needle his opponents? Or is he talking about it because he's planning to challenge or change the 22nd Amendment? Which is it? From Politico, the Constitution expressly forbids presidents from running for a third term, but that hasn't stopped Donald Trump from raising it repeatedly, and this time from an official White House event. Should I run again? You tell me, Trump said on Thursday before a crowded East Room filled with mostly Black supporters who were there for a Black History Month event held just a month into his second term. The crowd included elected officials like Republican Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, John James of Michigan, political appointees, athletes, Tiger Woods. They responded with chants of 4 more years. Trump joked from the reaction of the crowd and his mere floating at the idea, which he frequently does before friendly crowds, but the first time he had done it in an official capacity. He said that he knew it would draw controversy. The 22nd Amendment was ratified 74 years ago. Steve Bannon then went to CPAC and said, we want Trump in 2028. And that's what they can't stand. A man like Trump comes along only once or twice in the country's history. We want Trump. USA Today covering the same story. They went and interviewed, this is funny, they went and interviewed the academic experts. Princeton University constitutional law scholar Deborah Pearlstein said the 22nd Amendment bars Trump from running again, full stop. If he did try to, she believes state authorities would reject efforts to get his name on the ballot, and if they didn't, he would quickly be challenged in court, and it would eventually get to the Supreme Court. Harvard law professor Michael Klarman teaches constitutional history, said the 22nd Amendment is pretty darn clear. He can't run again. And on and on and on. Okay, I am voting in the he's screwing with us. And I know some are going to vote and say, no, look at him. He's acting like a dictator. Look how he's been in office so far. In that, I don't know if I have this in my notes, but recently he put an end to the congestion pricing in New York City. And when he did so, I guess it was a Truth Social posting. I don't have it in front of me, but he said something like, long live the king, and called himself the king. And I think he's doing it because it drives people batshit. That's why he's doing it. Many of you will vote in the other direction, I'm sure, and say, no, he's going to challenge. He's not going to leave. First of all, he's old, even though he's full of vim and vigor. I don't see it. I do not see it. I don't think that Donald Trump has a desire. I mean, if there weren't the 22nd Amendment and you said you can just stay until you die, I guess he would do that. But in this instance, and I know that this will probably not be the majority vote. It's a great poll question. Anytime you're asking people to read Trump's mind, it's a great poll question. Why does Donald Trump tease a third term? Your choices: to needle his opponents, or because he intends to try to challenge or change the Constitution. That is the poll question at Smerconish.com today. Yeah, and Falcon Steph is right. There is a from where? Oklahoma. There's a member of Congress who introduced legislation to begin the process of amending the Constitution. That's very difficult. But yeah, there is that. Someone has done that. Why did that person do that? I don't think they did it at Trump's behest. I think probably it benefits that member of Congress because they're in a very red area. And, like Bannon leading the charge at CPAC, it probably pleases their constituency. Throw the ridiculous on the wall, which distracts from whatever else he is trying to get through, says William Capisi. I mean, I think it's the old Michael Wolff. Oh, and Michael Wolff, who wrote Fire and Fury, now has a new book out with some new revelations, including that Trump, when he saw Musk jumping up and down on the stage in Butler when Trump returned for that speech that he never got to finish because of the assassination attempt, apparently said, like, what the F is wrong with this guy? By the way, I say that about my friends. I mean, you know, I don't think that necessarily means he thought he was crazy, but Michael Wolff, I bring up for a different reason, because he's the one who wrote the book initially, Fire and Fury, that talked about Trump evaluating every day as if it's a different reality program. You know, you got to win the news cycle. And then tomorrow you move on to something else. By the way, speaking of Michael Wolff, the response from the White House, I'm trying to think, was this from someone on the Trump campaign that existed for 2024? Some high-level person close to Trump called Michael Wolff for the new book, A Lying Sack of Blank. The sort of thing that one person might say about another person, but I was not accustomed to actually seeing in print that the Trump response was to say about Michael Wolff's new book, hey, he's a lying sack of blank. He's a lying sack of blank. Yeah, Sean Nichols, you're right. This is deliberate because I am talking today about Ukraine. This doesn't justify it. One additional thought, if I might. This doesn't justify it in terms of Trump and his treatment of Zelensky. Hang on, I got to get my newspaper. I want to make sure that I flash it on TV if I have the chance. Walk around with so much stuff. Yeah, if I get the chance today, I'm going to flash this. I spoke yesterday about the emasculation, the denigration. I'm trying to think of what's the right word, the dismissal of Zelensky by Trump, and what could possibly explain it? Like, why in the world would he go after President Zelensky? And I know you're saying because he loves Putin. I'm just trying to think more deeply about it. Is it the mineral deal? And I can tell you, I have to figure out how to word this for tomorrow, unless I go in a softer direction because it's a Sunday. But it seems as if we are about to, the Wall Street Journal has the reporting. It seems like we're about to strike a deal with Ukraine relative to the minerals. The U.S. and Ukraine are nearing a deal that would hand valuable mineral rights to the U.S., an agreement that the Trump administration has sought as compensation for military aid to fight off Russia's invasion, people familiar with the matter said. I have to think this through. I don't want to shoot from the hip on this. I remember thinking that we should have used some Iraqi oil to offset the costs of what we were doing going into Iraq. And then I'd say it was a mistake for us to go into Iraq. Why should we be laying claim to the oil? In this case, the Wall Street Journal story, which has the exclusive on the imminence of this deal between Ukraine and the United States for mineral rights, there are a lot of comments appended to it that said, well, there you go. Another crazy idea of Trump that ends up making sense in the end. But relative to the way Trump has called Zelensky a dictator and has said that he started the war, why is he doing that? Why are they capitulating so much to Putin before they conclude this war? I'm starting to wonder if it was all about the minerals and not about the war. And I have a former Zelensky cabinet member as my guest on CNN today. So good eyes on your part. Yeah, that is one of my my Ukraine ties. And you're right. I haven't worn it in a while, and shame on me for that. All right. Well, that was a lot. Will you like and subscribe And please set yourself up for notifications. Set yourself up for notifications, because I can't always be here at the sort of preordained times, and I ask for your indulgence in that. It just doesn't always work with my schedule. I'll see you on television real soon. Go vote at Smerconish.com. Why is Trump talking about a third term? Is he screwing with us? Or does he really intend to try and stick around? That's what I'm asking. See you, everybody.